Spencer Lewis for InsideTrackNews.com. Post-race here at Sunset Speedway with the Hillsdale Hurricane Thayne Hallyburton. Thayne, it feels like this sort of comes in ebbs and flows where we talk about how many gains this team's making, and then we get the weeks where something terrible happens. And tonight was a horrible night. Nothing to do with anything this 14 team did. A driver beside you blows a tire, takes you into the wall. I mean, I don't know a driver alive that can save that or not get caught up in that. Nothing you could have done, but that's cold comfort. I'm sure it's frustrating nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially, we had the car going pretty good tonight. I think we qualified through the heat for the dash, and in the dash we had a brake issue, but we fixed it for the feature and we started 8th and we were up battling for 4th when it happened on like lap 3. So, the car was a lot better, and we're making gains. And tonight again we make gains. So what do you do?
Now you've talked nonstop about how difficult it is to find bite, but tonight for the brief moment that you were out there for the feature, that did not look to be a problem.
No, she's coming off the corner good, and we did some trailing arm stuff this week, like I said, and it seems to be better. There's still places to go with it, and now with the off week, we're gonna put our ducks in a row. We're gonna do some testing here, and try and find a little bit more and work with Kyle kind of on our own and see what we can do that ways. But it seems like it's one step forward, 2 steps back right now, but it's not a lot of damage. It's just a tie rod end and an upper A arm and some fender damage and bumper damage. So
just enough to end the night early.
Yeah, you don't have that stuff. By the time you would have got fixed, you're 20 laps down and whatever.
Now, you guys have done a really good job staying ahead of the learning curve here at Sunset, because I think you mentioned ad nauseum coming into this season that you guys were prepared to sort of work from behind and try to figure out the new car while you figured out the new home track. But I mean, you haven't looked out of place this year. How many hours goes into this car through the week to get it good enough to come out here and run the top 10 consistently?
We usually take Tuesday nights off. That's about it. And it's every other night. Sunday we usually just kind of go over it and see what broke, and then Monday it's hopefully if we have stuff to start fixing it, or we do oil changes and stuff, and then Wednesday is usually setup night where I sit in the seat for 5 hours and do nothing. That's the best night. Thursday's prep, and Friday's bull check and load it and ready to go. It's a constant. I always say it's my full-time job atop my full-time job.
Now, when we've spoken before, you've mentioned that on weeks where you have no damage, it lets you divert attention to making it faster.
Exactly.
Is this sort of going to screw with that this week with the fact that you guys got to go home and put this car back together again after the contact tonight?
I don't like nights off. I do like nights off that it gives us a break, but we do have a night off next weekend, so we'll be able to get the car fixed by the end of this week, and I'm going to try and get the track here next Sunday and put some laps in and try and get faster.
I know it's not possible with a lot of support, and you've got a lot of it. I love to see it. Thank the folks that make this happen for you.
I got to thank my mom, my dad, and the family business that puts tires on the race car. It's always, you need fresh boots every weekend. My brother helps a lot, and Sean Veenstra and Ken Reynolds, Chuck Kenny, Darryl Ecott, Steve Slaughter Jr. There's just a bunch of guys helping, and Ben Lidstone. You can't do it without their help.
There you go, folks. Follow him on Twitter at @THallyburton, especially if you want to hear all about the upcoming NHL draft. I'm sure Thayne's going to have a whole lot of insightful stuff on.
I got a kid that might go late
on Twitter there, and follow the Hallyburton Brothers Racing on Facebook. We won't see this dude for a couple of weeks, but when he comes back, I'm sure that we're going to see this 14 car back in the top 10. Thanks for the time, Thayne. All the best putting this car back together again, and we'll see you in 2 weeks here at Sunset.
Sounds good, man.
There you go, folks. The Hillsdale Hurricane Thayne Hallyburton.